Dipti Khanna, 34 Pine Grove Road. I have 2 kids in the district. I have two points on the agenda items. One is around the legal bills. There are an awful lot of legal bills that are getting approved without enough supporting data behind that at least doesn't show up on the agenda. I don't think it shows up on the BHPS website either. So I'm requesting that since they're being approved, that they be released over on the website to the public for them to go and take a look at it. The second question that I have is, on the agenda today, you have a new social media policy being either discussed or approved, I'm not sure what. I'm curious where that is coming from. Is there a regulatory requirement? Is there a state requirement? What is prompting this social media policy, so to speak? Because from just a brief review of it, it seems like you're discouraging people to speak on social media, discouraging DOE members or parents or township people. So help me understand what is prompting this policy.
Is that all your questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So on the legal bills, I have to refer back to the legal counsel and find out if we can do that. I'm not sure what can and cannot be publicly put down in it because of attorney-client privileges. So that way I have to respond back to you at the next meeting. I don't know what the answer is if we can or cannot do that. And with regard to the social media policy, this is something we're doing that other districts are doing as far as how board members should and should not be to make sure we're doing everything within the current law. So the policy is done. This is a very similar policy that's being used at other districts in the surrounding area in New Jersey.
But there is no state requirement for, or any kind of a recommendation from the state or the DOE or whatever?
I'm not sure if there's a recommendation, but I just know we're going to be putting a policy in place to make sure we follow what we need to do on public statements, on Facebook, on everything on social media.
And how do you monitor what social media is? It takes, multiple forms. Like,
All
are
right.
you going to go and see Snapchat? Are you going to go TikTok?
So
How do you monitor that?
That's what we have. That's what we're doing. So there's the policy we're putting in place, please. Okay.
Thank you.
Seeing no one?
Do I have to say who I am again?
Mm-mm.
I also have an objection to the social media policy, and I encourage it's not passed yet, right? I mean, board members haven't passed this yet, correct? No? Okay. I encourage every board member not to follow that policy. You're not going to be brought up on anything. You have a right to speak your mind. You have a right to inform the public of what's going on. There are very vague terms in that policy that can be used, like who defines defamatory, derogatory. What's derogatory? Is any criticism of the board derogatory? Is any criticism of the decision the superintendent makes derogatory? So sometimes we just have to break rules for good reasons. And if the board ends up passing this, this is probably a good policy to break. Thank you.
Thank you.